here.
Listen, this is what we're trying to show you.
Middle of America.
Listen, this is what we're trying to show you. Deuteronomy. Listen.
Man.
What's your name again?
Raymond?
Raymond, listen. I know it's hard to believe.
No, it ain't.
Listen, your history is found in the Bible. Native Americans
because they let us out.
Listen,
like
no, they didn't. God didn't leave you out.
Think they got hung.
They didn't. What did they do to your people? What is the history of the Native Americans here in America?
A lot of racism.
Let me ask you a question. I know all y'all's faces gonna get messed up when I say this. Did you know God said, you as an Israelite, a chosen seed of Israel, you cannot eat pork? Did you know that was in the Bible? Many of our people never heard of that. God said, you being a chosen, you can't put certain things in your mouth. Right. But guess what? What society told us, no, live how you want. Jesus died and everything's cool now. Right now, and like I said, get offended, but it is what it is. Homosexuality is running rampant now. It is normal for homosexuality. Right. But when we say, hey, God said don't do that, all of a sudden, no, you guys are being judgmental. No, what if I said God said don't kill? Yeah, that's true. Yep. God said don't steal. Yep, that's right. Yep, that's right. God said don't be gay.
That's right.
Uh-oh. You see what I'm saying? Folks don't really follow this Bible. They follow what they want to do. And that's why we went into slavery. Read that again.
Verse 48.
Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
God sent them. The worst genocide known to man happened to your family, happened to my family, happened to your family. Right. It's all of biblical proportion. Why? Because God sent our enemies against us for lack of obedience to his laws. Right. Read on.
In hunger and in thirst and in nakedness.
We would have to serve him in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness. How is it that this is your land, but you got to pay for water that comes out the daggone pipes? This is your water. These were your hills. It was your ancestors that went and found this land. Matter of fact, it was your ancestors who taught the so-called white man how to wipe his butt when he got on this side of the daggone land. Y'all, I'm just being honest. Let's be real. Y'all had civilized communities. Y'all had cities. No worries, bro. What we have to understand is our history is far more richer than what they've told us.
I got your brochure.
Check us out when you got some time, brother. Check us out when you got some time. Our history is found in this Bible, family. We got to come back. Now watch this. Somebody might have thought I was lying earlier. Watch this. Give me Job chapter 30, verse 30. Tell me if I'm a lie. If I'm a lie, hey, listen, correct me, because I'm trying to get to the kingdom of heaven.
All right.
You ever heard of the man of Job in the Bible?
Yeah.
Job was an Israelite, right? We know that the children of Israel descend from a man named Israel. I'm going to show you what Job looked like. This is what the Bible says. Read. Who else got a Bible? I want him to see it himself too. Read.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 30.
Read.
My skin is black.
Read it again.
My skin is black.
One more time.
My skin is black.
My skin is black. Read.
My skin is black upon me. And my bones are burned with heat.
What color was Job? Black. Job was black, right? This is real easy. Watch this. Give me Songs of Solomon, chapter 1. Read verse 1. King Solomon. Yeah, everybody know King Solomon, right? King Solomon, who was actually one of the fathers of Jesus Christ. Through his lineage came Jesus Christ. Let's see what King Solomon looked like.
The Song of Solomon's, which is Solomon's. Verse 5.
Verse 5.
I am black.
What did Solomon say?
I am black.
He said what?
I am black.
Now wait a minute. We're reading from the King James Version Bible. Bring it out. The Bible that everybody wants to change now because they see there's black folks in here. Now they come in with the New International Versions. He says I'm tan. Now you come with the New World Living Translation. Oh, I was olive. The Bible said what?
Verse 5, I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
King Solomon was black. Now we read about all these black folks in the Bible, but for some reason it don't translate to what you see on TV. For some reason it don't translate to the people that you see in Israel right now. What if I told you that the people that's in Israel right now stole your identity? Give me that, Revelations 2 and 9. What if I told you there's a people on the earth right now who are calling themselves Jewish, but are not the actual descendants of Judah? Watch this, read.
The book of Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9.
Bring it out. What's your name?
Ariel.
Ariel, check this out.
The book of Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9.
Read.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Read.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
God says he knows thy works. thy tribulation and poverty. Who's in tribulation and poverty right now?
Bring it out.
It's us. Let's be 100.
That's right.
We're the ones that's at the bottom trying to figure out where we belong in this world. We're the only nation of people that ain't even got our own land, bro. Think about it. Where African Americans come from? Africa, America? No, that's not a place. What's happened? Our heritage was stripped from us.
Right.
And it was taken because they wanted to become you, the true Jew. They wanted to become you. They took your heritage and said, God said, I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are what?
And are not.
And are not, read.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
I didn't make this up. This is what God said. So when you understand, give me the tribe of Judah. Give me the tribe of Judah, Jeremiah. I'm going to show you what the whole tribe of Judah look like. And again, tell me if I'm a lie. You can't make this stuff up. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Read.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish.
Read.
They are black.
They are what?
They are black.
What color is Judah?
They are black.
Let me see that sign one more time. The tribe of Judah today we know as the American blacks. That's where you from? You from here, right? What's your nationality?
African American.
Hell no, you a Judite, bruh.
That's right.
You come from the tribe of Judah like me. Our ancestors are from the same man.
Right.
His name was Judah. Before we were dwelt on the west coast of Africa, before we was there, we was in Israel in our land. Read that one more time.
Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2.
Read.
Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
Now some people might think, man, this is racist. You're talking about color. You're talking about this. No, give me John 8 and 32. It's the truth. So if I talk about my heritage and where I come from, nobody should be offended. Nobody should be mad. We're not saying, hey, we're going to go and fight white people. That ain't never came out of my mouth.
Right.
What we're trying to do is take back our true heritage.
That's right.
Read.
The book of John chapter 8 and verse 32.
Come on.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
The truth go what?
Make you free.
There ain't no such thing as niggas, y'all. There's no such thing as spics. There's no such thing as engines. We are God's chosen people.
That's right.
Niggas, though, was made here in America.
Right.
You say you from here, right? What hood you grow up in? Huh?
I'm not from the hood.
You not from the hood? Where'd you grow up at?
Arkansas, and I moved here from high school.
Okay, so watch this. I'm sure you've seen the hood, though, right?
Oh yeah, I've been here.
Watch this. Have you ever noticed, we as a people, we don't be turned up against the other nations. We be turned up against each other. Why is it that me being a black man, I can't make eye contact with you for more than 5 seconds and then it's, nigga, what you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at? We've been destroyed. Whenever I look at you, I'm supposed to see a king.
That's right.
I'm supposed to see Christ in you.
Right.
But that won't happen if I have a complex of who Christ is.
Right.
Give me Revelation chapter 1.
Bring it out. Bring it
Revelation,
out.
the first chapter. Just get to the point, verse 12.
The book of Revelation chapter 1 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
And I turned to see the voice that spake with me.
Start at 10.
Verse 10.
Right now we're reading from the book of Revelation, right? The root word for Revelations is what? Revealed, right?
Right.
John the Revelator is talking with Jesus Christ. Verse 10, watch this.
Verse 10. I was in the spirit on the Lord's day.
Come on.
And heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet.
Read.
Saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last.
Read.
And what thou seest, write in a book.
He said, what you see with what? Your eyes, right? He said, write it in a book. Read.
And send it unto the 7 churches which are in Asia, unto Ephesus, and unto Smyrna, and unto Pergamos, and unto Thyatira, and unto Sardis, and unto Philadelphia, and unto Laodicea.
Read. Watch this.
Verse 12. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me.
So watch this. We're going to play this out. He said, check this out. What's your name again, bro? Watch this. He said he turned to see the voice that spoke to him, right? Read.
And being turned,
read.
I saw 7 golden candlesticks.
He said he saw 7 golden candlesticks, which is what? That's a menorah. You can see it on some brother. Matter of fact, turn around real quick. He saw 7 golden candlesticks. This is a menorah representing the 7 churches. Read.
I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks,
Read.
one like unto the Son of Man.
He saw Jesus Christ standing there. Now watch this. Read.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Now wait a minute. He said he had a garment that went down to his foot, like this brother's. He said he looked at his paps. He had a golden girdle on, right? He said what?
His head and his hairs
And
were
now
like...
he's describing the hairs on his head and the hairs on his face.
were white like wool.
It was white and it was woolly texture. Feel your hair, bro. Who got woolly textured hair? You do. It says his hair was white and woolly.
As white as snow.
Read on.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
So he looked down at his feet. Like I can see my man's feet right here, right? He looked down at his feet and he saw his feet, read.
As if they burned in a
He
furnace.
said it looked like brass. What color is brass? We got an image? We got a picture here?
Brass.
Of brass. It says his feet look like brass. We don't got to hear this one. What color is brass? Copper. Like my man described it perfectly. Like copper, right? It said what?
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
As if now you take that copper and you burn it. What happens? It gets darker. Christ was darker than me, darker than you, darker than this brother. I want to say about where my man right here, close to right here, he's pretty black. Christ was extremely dark, right? But that's not the image that we see in movies.
Right.
That's not the image what we see when we go to churches.
Bring it
What
out.
would happen if we understood as a people that Christ comes from the same people as us? We wouldn't treat each other like niggas no more.
Right.
You couldn't walk like that. How the heck you gonna be a Crip? You gonna be from 20s, you gonna be from 60s. And Christ is in your veins. What sense would that make? How can I look at my brother and say I hate you? But you see Christ in this man.
Right.
Bring it out. Destroyed mentally, and it's all because they don't want you to know your true nationality. Right. Now, is this all about color?
No.
Absolutely not. It's about what? Go back to John chapter 8 and verse 32. It's not about color, it's about the truth.
That's
Watch this.
The book of John chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
The truth so happens to be that Christ wasn't a Caucasian man.
Right.
Christ was like you. Christ was a black man like yourself.
That's
as well as the people that come from his father. Okay? So we got to come back to this understanding. Because when you realize who you are, you walk different. You move different. When we see Christ in one another, now we realize we got to do what Christ did. Give me that in John chapter 2. Again, I got another question from folks that say they believe in the Bible. I got $500 right now for anybody that can show me where Jesus Christ or anybody in the Bible told you to observe Christmas. $500 right now if you can show me where Jesus Christ or anybody said, hey, keep Easter. $500 right now if you can show me where Jesus Christ or anybody said, huh?
The story has been told.
Exactly, by who? The same, exactly, the same people that taught us that we niggas, that we ain't the chosen people.
Right.
$500 right now if you can show me where you're supposed to worship on Sunday. It's not there. Do y'all realize that everybody is doing what they want to do? That the days actually found, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of, you've heard of Passover, right? Have you heard of Hanukkah, Feast of Dedication?
Yeah.
Okay, what about Feast of Tabernacles? What about Day of Atonement? You've heard of Day of Atonement, right? These are days that's actually in the Bible that God said to do, that Jesus Christ did himself. But this is unheard of amongst us. Why? Because you've been taken away from your heritage. As long as we're sinning and living the way we living, guess what? Christ ain't coming back. Christ is waiting for that 144,000 from all the tribes of Israel to wake up.
That's right.
He's waiting for the Israelites to figure out who they are, that they are no longer, they're not Hispanic, that they're not Mexican or Native American or whatever. That you are the children of Israel. What
That's right.
Read that. No, 1 John chapter 2.
The book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him.
Read.
If we keep his commandments.
Everybody says they know Jesus, right? But hereby, this is the evidence that you know Jesus. If you keep his commandments. There's no other way to say you know him unless you keep his commandments. Watch this, read.
And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments.
Read.
He that saith I know him and keepeth not his commandments is a liar.
Is a what?
Is a liar.
It's impossible to say you know Jesus Christ and you don't keep the commandments. Right now, our people are walking in darkness. Our people are walking as what? As the dead. It's like, you ever seen what's that zombie movie? The Walking Dead? That's us right now. Look at us. That's how we are. We're not keeping God's commandments. We're not doing what God said to do. The time for us to wake is now. Give me Romans 13:11.
Bring it out.
Romans the 13th chapter, verse 11. And as you see, like I said, now what's happened amongst Israel, you have many different tribes that now spread So you have many different complexions. So it's not so much about, okay, you look black or you look like this. It's really what's in your spirit. That's how you know if you're of the seed of Israel. Watch this.
The book of Romans chapter 13 and verse 11.
Come on.
And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Bruh, it's time for us to wake out of sleep. We got to wake out of sleep. We've been checked out for too long.
Right.
How long? You from the city, sis? How long has the east side been the east side? When are we going to wake up? When are we going to start to do something with ourselves in our community? You go right down the street. Keep going, heading up 23rd. Make a right on, what is that, Classen. You run right into the Asian district. They're building with themselves. They spend their money with them.
Right.
When are we going to act like that? When are we going to move like that? We still pulling each other down. We still out here hating one another.
Right.
Because we haven't learned how to come together in the Lord. Right. Say that again.
And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Now our salvation is nearer than when we believe. At any moment, y'all realize Christ could crack that sky open. And what would we look like to be living like everybody else? Have you ever noticed when you read in the Bible, it says that the majority of the world is going to die. Right. But that small group, that select number is going to be living different than everybody else. Ask yourself, do you look different than everybody else? What are you doing and how are you moving different than everybody else in the world is doing? Right. Halloween, you still doing Halloween like everybody else. You still doing Easter. You still do all this stuff we're doing the days in here. How much do we really study? How much do we really say, I'm going to get in this Bible and you know what, when I read it, I'm going to do it. Like, let me give you an example. One more. Leviticus 11. No. Leviticus 11, because I said it earlier, y'all might have thought I was lying. Leviticus 11 and 7. And notice, we ain't up here, we ain't got no notes. We know the Bible. That's how you're supposed to be. You ain't supposed to just take my word at it. You're supposed to say, you know what? Let me go study that word. Let me go study what's in there. That way you can make a decision for yourself. Because if you give power to any man on earth over your soul, you a fool. Right. Really.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.